7 Surprising Facts About the Egyptian Pyramids. The Egyptian pyramids are one of the world's most famous architectural achievements. Egyptologists are constantly learning more about these structures with each passing year, as they are a magnificent feat of engineering. Since the days of the Grand Tour, the Giza Pyramid Complex has drawn visitors from all over the world, and children studying the mysteries of ancient Egypt can't help but identify the pyramids with the great pharaohs of the past. Ready to learn 7 facts you may not know about the ancient Egyptian pyramids? They weren't all pointed at the same time. Not all pyramids are the same. Pyramid construction, like many other types of construction, has various phases. The first pyramids were not the pointed constructions we conceive of, but rather flat structures. Many examples can be found in the massive Saqqara burial cemetery in Memphis, ancient Egypt's capital. The Pyramid of Djoser is among the earliest known pyramids found here. It was built between 2630 and 2611 BCE under the 3rd dynasty, and was designed by architect Imhotep. It is one of the world's oldest monuments made of cut masonry, yet it is not pointed at all. West of the Nile was where the most pyramids were built.
The ancient Egyptian civilization was rich in symbolism and superstitions, which influenced decision-making. As a result, it should come as no surprise that mythology directed the location of the ancient pyramids. The majority were constructed on the Nile's west bank for a specific cause. Because the pyramids were pharaohs' final resting places, it's only natural that their souls should be able to begin their trip into the afterlife there. The afterlife and the sun were inextricably linked for ancient Egyptians. Osiris, an Egyptian god associated with the afterlife, symbolized the power of rebirth. He got identified with the cycle over time. We're still figuring out how they were built. The methods employed to build the Egyptian pyramids are one of the most enigmatic aspects of the monuments. The Egyptians' remarkable feat is even more impressive when you know that the Great Pyramid of Giza was built with over 2 million limestone and granite slabs. Each brick block weighed roughly 2.5 tons, 2.3 metric tons. So, how did these massive blocks get moved? According to a 2014 study, it might be as simple as mixing water and sand. A wall mural from 1900 BCE depicts a procession of men hauling a big statue on a sled, with one person standing in front of the procession pouring water on sand. Though the motion was formerly assumed to be solely ceremonial, scientific evidence suggests that this artwork contains the key to solving the puzzle of how they shifted all that weight. The Egyptians used astronomy to guide construction. The stars, according to a British Egyptologist, were a guiding force in the alignment of the pyramids. The Big Dipper and Little Dipper were employed to position the pyramids in a north-south pattern, according to research published by Kate Spence of Cambridge University in 2000. Their readings were so precise that they only had a 0.05 degree margin of error. Surprisingly, utilizing this information, astronomical records may be used to date the pyramids. They weren't built by slaves. It's possible that the long-held belief that the pyramids were built by slaves is incorrect. Through his writings, the Greek historian Herodotus promoted the belief that slaves built the pyramids. It's a concept that was popularized by Hollywood at the time, although it may or may not be accurate. Pyramid builders' graves were unearthed in the 1990s. Egyptologists are confident that they were not slaves, but rather workers from lower-income families. Their burial in a tomb indicates that their work in the construction of the pyramids was seen as a privilege, not a treatment that would have been accorded to slaves. The Great Pyramid can tell time. The Great Pyramid of Giza is not only Egypt's most famous structure, but it is also the only one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world that is still standing. The Great Pyramid is amazing for a variety of reasons, but one of the most intriguing features of this famous structure is that it can tell time. The structure functions as a massive sundial, with its shadow falling on marks carved into the stone to tell the time. It couldn't just be any old sundial, though, because it's the Great Pyramid. Because of its intricacy, it could not only tell time but also mark solstices and equinoxes, assisting the Egyptians in defining the solar year. Archaeologists are still uncovering the mysteries of the pyramids. Egyptology is a thriving field, with academics moving away from deciphering inscriptions and instead excavating and employing technology to solve the numerous riddles that remain unsolved. The recent discovery of a 4,500-year-old ramp north of Luxor, for example, is providing researchers with insight into how ancient Egyptians may have transported masonry across large distances. The discovery of cat mummies and hundreds of wooden cat figurines in a tomb near the Saqqara burial site shows how much more there is to learn about the ancient Egyptians. Thanks for watching.